Exactly. Well, my mom was producing the kids series that I mentioned, the Hug-a-Bug Club, and we had been invited to go to Sarasota to do a live performance of the show. And so we came. We had never been here before. Although we filmed the series in Tampa, we were L.A., Tampa, and that was it. And we had never ventured beyond Tampa while we were
made that
filming.
little southern detour down here to Sarasota.
Well, we were busy filming,
Sure.
And so we did the live performances, and maybe it was at the Van Wezel. It was really wonderfully received because the show was the number one show in Florida at the time. We even outrated Barney. Okay,
oh, hey. Go Hug-a-Bugs.
Yeah, and so on our last day, my mom said the concierge at the hotel said, you really have to see the beaches because we were so busy we hadn't done anything. So my mom said, "Come on, we're gonna go check it out." And
sounds like Ruth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we actually set foot on the sand and took a deep breath, and we all said, "Let's move here." And it was so crazy impulsive. We're not impulsive people. I mean, we had moved to L.A. together, to Beverly Hills, not like as a threesome, but our families,
Sure.
my sister's family, my mom. We all moved en masse from New York to L.A., although I was the first one out there. My career kind of got rolling early on, and my mom was commuting in those days because she had her business in New York.
Sure.
So we moved then. We lived there for, 18 years. And it was just such an odd thing. But I had little children at the time. I had my 2 sons. And
they're twins?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And I just didn't want to raise them in a hectic environment. And I thought about, I hadn't thought specifically about where, but I knew I didn't want them to start school in Beverly Hills.
Right.
I don't know if it would have made a difference, but it all turned out great.
Right.
It was a good choice.
We hear so much about the quality of life and so many amazing people from major markets, major accomplishments in their lives, major successes, and they come here and they just take a deep breath and say, wow, what a quality of life.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place.
Well, it was for me that, of course. And also it was that I was ready for a new chapter in my life. I had been working nonstop since I was on my first soap. I mean, before that I did school plays, local theater.
Sure.
It's not like I started at 3, okay? But I mean, my first professional job was at 12, and I never stopped.
Right.
And so here I had 2 little boys, and I thought, new chapter. And we made that decision, and in 3 months, we sold my mom's house in Bel Air, Judy's and mine, each in different areas of Beverly Hills, and bought 3 new houses in Sarasota. And when I landed and got here and got in my house, my mom hadn't moved out yet. It was a few months for her. I said, "Mom, they don't even have a Starbucks here." There was nothing. I went, "Oh my God." I asked for a cappuccino and they didn't know what it was at the shop I went to, the coffee shop. And
But we've caught up. We've
caught
up.
Totally.
Yes, totally.
No, absolutely. I wouldn't trade this experience and this whole journey for anything. But at that moment, I was happy, but I went, "Oh my goodness, what is here?" I mean, I just fell in love with, it was an emotional thing. And I had never done anything
and it's
on
an
an
environmental
impulse.
thing, too.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
And it was the best choice ever. Now, I think as far as raising children, I don't think that the environment would have been as detrimental as I thought it would have been elsewhere.
Sure.
I think it has to do with your parenting, your family, but I still think it was just a wonderful childhood for them.
Right. and a wonderful choice. They've turned out so well.
Yes, thank you.
They've turned out great. And
knocking on wood.
what is next for? Well, are you still working with your son? And you're helping his music career.
And he's I do find this a very, very strong collaboration. It's not at this point. It's not so much me helping him. It's just a really equal collaboration now. I mean, he is a stellar composer
and extremely, extremely handsome and very, very personable. I mean,
thanks, that too. But he's just, I mean, a brilliant writer and composer, and not just in the music area. I mean, he wrote an entire season of the comedy show that we did. I mean, he wrote it, and it's just like, it blows my mind.
Well,
it's a lot of work.
But how satisfying to see the next generation.
And my other son also is just who I never talk about because he's not in show business and he likes to stay, a little bit quieter. But he's doing really amazing things with his career also in the Northeast.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's funny how twins work that way. We have some in our family and friends, more friends than ours, but I always wanted twins and didn't get them. I just got two giant babies individually. Yes, one was 9 pounds, one was 11.
Oh, my goodness.
So my doctor said, I have delivered twins this morning that their combined weight wasn't that big. I said, gee, thanks. But one thing about twins I've always noticed is that, one will be the alpha twin, and they're the more gregarious, and they're the more socialized, and they're the more outgoing, and they're, and then the other one will be maybe the brainy twin or the thoughtful, meditative, speculative, the one that there's a heavier, quieter thinker, and then there's a more gregarious, socially outgoing. They're probably equally as intelligent, equally as good-looking, whatever it might be, but these personality differences are fairly pronounced.
It's funny because they're both extremely intense human beings. Both of them are. And Daniel, who's a performer, he just has a different outward persona.
Right.
But when we're all together, there is no alpha between the two of them. It's
and alpha's
amazing.
Probably the wrong term.
No,
but,
I think there's a dominant twin. They sometimes say no. They're both dominant.
and they are vying for position. There you go.
Yeah,
brings out the best.
They each carve their own positions.
Right.
They don't compete in any way. They just carve out what they need and deserve.
That's a great thing because then they each have their own individuality.
Oh, completely. And they're not identical anyway, so it's just amazing brothers.
So you've got lots on your plate upcoming. You're working on your movie with Daniel, the musical, and you're working on a comedy and a TV series and then a kind of a high concept one. And we just hope you'll keep us informed. Are you going to have any premieres here or
I hope so. I mean, we've been toying with trying desperately to film something in Sarasota because part of that backstory when we first moved here, one of the things we did 20 years ago.
I hope you're going to talk about Circus Island.
I am talking about Circus Island. My mom and I said, okay, we're done. We need a break from show business. And we moved here and I said, this would be a beautiful location. That would be a great story. We should do a movie here because she and I, as producing partners, had done films in L.A. for years and TV pilots and many things together. And the original intent when we came to Sarasota was to lay back and be a soccer mom. That lasted about 10 minutes. I did the soccer mom thing, but then I said, but we have to do this movie too, And so, and that was a long time ago. And I know the film industry has really developed a lot more here, and there's so many more talented people to as a pool to choose from and to utilize.
But you had great fun with that. I mean, was it Ed Marinera who was the co-star? Yeah,
yeah. He
later
was
famous on Hill Street Blues, or simultaneously. So
he had I think Hill Street might have been before that, and then he did some other big show on HBO for years.
Right.
So I mean, we loved that show. It was just, it was our little stamp on Sarasota.
It was cute.
The circus, the kids circus, the Sailor Circus it was, and a fictitious circus on an island, but then the beaches, and it was just a really beautiful little film.
And fun to do.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll You never know.
You never know. It's true. It could be, and then the way your dynamic wheels turn, you could be doing 5 more things in the next 6 months. I mean, who knows how many more projects?
Well, I'd like to bring these 3 to fruition,
right?
And we'll think about some more. But the wheels are always turning every time. Daniel and I are really an amazingly synergistic, creative team,
right?
Because I'm really blessed that we have the working relationship, because I really couldn't ask for a better creative partner.
Right. And you're invested more in respecting each other and being more open and more honest. Mm-hmm. I just want to say one thing before we wrap up. What a lot of people might not know is that you attended the Juilliard School in New York while you were majoring in psychology at Columbia University. They probably don't realize the brains behind the beauty. So,
well, thank you for bringing that up. I tried to hide it for many years.
No. So I just, to everyone in the sound of our voices, understand that beauty and brains do mix. And we're lucky here in Sarasota County to have Audrey Landers, her lovely mother, Ruth, her family coming and going, her son. Thank you for being a part of our arts and culture environment here. And you so enrich us, and your star always shines brightly.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet, Jeannie.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for being with us, Audrey. And to all of you, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Jeannie Corcoran, your Sarasota County, Florida Film Commissioner. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can go to www.filmsarasota.com, or you can call us toll-free from wherever you are at 888-765-5777, extension 104. We're easy to get a hold of. And we like email. You can email us at info@filmsarasota.com. And we check all of our email. If you don't hear back from us right away, it's not that we haven't gotten it, but we might have a computer glitch. I hate to admit it, but it happens a lot. We've had emails that disappear for a month. We've had phone messages that disappear for 2 months, but they show up eventually. So we will get a hold of you. Or you can get a hold of us, ask us questions, and if we can help you, we will. And if we can't, maybe we can steer you in a good direction to somebody who will help you. And that's it for me. I'm Jeannie Corcoran, and you've been listening to Entertain You on the Radio Ear Network, and this is the Society Bites network of programs. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again soon.